Hey there, my fellow lunatics. Dakon the Mad here, and today I have got the level 2 farm build video. So what do you need to build this level 2 farm? First thing, if you haven't checked out my tutorial video for it, please be sure to do so. There's a link up here on the corner, and there you can check it out just by going to my homepage. So what do you need to build this farm? Well, you're going to need pretty much everything you see here. You're going to need 46 poison ground slime or ground poison slime. You need 44 clay moss, 44 ground slime, 88 fungal soil, 44 valley moss, 44 slippery slime, 88 chrysalis, 125 mold ground, 44 magma slime, 44 lush moss, 44 urban moss, 174 lit floors, 167 walls. They could be any walls you want. I'm using temple walls. You need 4 doors. Again, any door you want. I like stone. Now, I will admit, I think you need 520 conveyor belts, but I didn't double check this, so you may actually need a little bit less, but you're going to need a lot of conveyor belts. So go with around 520, between 500 and 550. That should be what you need. Electrical wires, you're going to need about 27 of them. You need 2 galaxite traps. You need some floors. I'm using stone, doesn't matter what type. You need 23 galaxite turrets, an electrical generator, and then I would get some extra lit floors as well as some torches. It could be decorative or not, and then just some decorations. This is what I chose, but it really could be anything you want on the way of decorations. So let's get started. So just like in my level 1 farm video, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start placing tiles. Now in the last one, we only had 4 spawn tiles to put down. This time we've got 11. So this is going to take a minute, but as you can see, I've got these 4 torches here represent the middle of my spawn cells. So I've got 4 spawn cells that I'm using here. So we've got pretty much enough to fill up all 4 of these sections. So let's do a quick speed up as we place all this stuff down. All right, now at this point, I'm going to put down some extra fungal soil. I'm going to put down some extra chrysalis, and I'm going to put down some extra mold. Having the extra fungal soil dramatically increases the amount of mushrooms that can spawn, and having the extra chrysalis dramatically increases the amount of large larvae that can spawn. And then having extra moldlings is always a good thing because they attack and kill everything, which is super useful in this farm. So in this case, we're going to have basically a line of 11 of every single tile except for the fungal soil, the chrysalis, and the mold tiles, in which case we're going to have essentially 22 of each of those per spawn cell. So that's going to help increase, like I said, it's going to help increase our shroomling spawn. It's going to help increase our large larva spawn, and it's going to have more infected cavelings, which will just increase the overall effectiveness of the farm's killing machine capabilities. All right, continuing on, finishing up the farm. All right, so at this point, we have the entire mob farm built. Let's get rid of all of these torches here because torches block the spawn. So we don't want torches getting in the way. Let's remove all of these. And then we do want to see though. I like seeing into the mob farm. I know you don't have to be able to see into it, but I like to be able to see into it. That's why we've got all of these lit floors. So let's just combine all of our lit floors here. I've got 250 total right now, and I'm just going to outline my farm with the floors. All right, now that the outline is done, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some floor tiles in the dark spots, just so that I can see. If you want this to be more organized and clean, go ahead. But all that matters to me is being able to see in the dark. All right, so now that I can pretty much see everything I need to see, or everything I want to see, at least, we're gonna go ahead and start placing walls. So now we're going to do an outline of walls around the entire perimeter. All right, here I'm gonna leave an opening. This opening is so that we can get into the kill zone. I'm also gonna go ahead and leave an opening up here as well so that we can enter the farm easily. It really doesn't matter where you put the farm entrance. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right there. But you want one area left open so that you can actually access your farm. So let's make that look a little nicer. We're gonna take one of our little stone tiles and let's grab our doors. Put a stone tile down right there to cover it up and a door to seal it off. I'm not worried about this right now. It's not like the mobs can get anywhere, but at least at this point now, any mobs that spawn in here are gonna be trapped in here while we work on the rest of the base. In fact, let's go ahead and just finish off everything we need to in here by placing down conveyor belts. So you're gonna wanna have all your conveyor belts moving down and funneling everything into this one spot. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through all this, so we're just gonna go ahead and cut to when this is all done and I can show you exactly what it all looks like. All right, so I was a little wrong on the amount of conveyor belts I told you were gonna need right at the beginning. I said around 500 to 550. It's actually more like around 600 to 650, so I apologize. You're definitely gonna need more conveyor belts than I showed at the beginning. But once you have all your conveyor belts placed, you can see I've got a couple of them over here designed to keep people from bunching up in the corner. You want to make sure that everything is moving. And over here as well, I've got it all moving this way so that ultimately everything, no matter where it goes, it's all gonna funnel to this one spot and that moves it all into the kill zone. So this is what you're gonna want your farm to look like when it's all ready to go. Now down here, we've got our kill zone. This is an 11 by 10 square with another 2 by 2 coming down and this little fork shape right here. But I'm going to show you what all of this does and what it's all designed for. You don't need lava in here. I just put lava in here because it's bright and it makes it easier for everyone to see. So let's get started building our kill zone. First things first, I'm going to want to show you how to place the kill zone area itself. All right, so from here, we're gonna need to place mold ground. So we wanna place a couple down here, and then we're gonna place more mold ground here. And we're just gonna create this little, oh, I don't need that. We're just gonna create this little pattern, zigzagging around. So that we maximize the amount of time that the mobs spend here in the kill zone. Then we come down here to this point. And this is it. That is everything that you need right here with the mold. So to prevent spawn in this area, we're going to go ahead and till all this ground. And now no infected cavelings will be able to spawn on any of this soil. So this is all now perfectly safe to have. Next, we're going to work on the wiring and the turrets. Okay, so the turrets go in a line coming down here. Oh, that's one too many. Actually, no, it's not. And then let's turn them facing in. We're going to put more turrets here. That's definitely too many. All right, we're going to face these going inward. And last but not least, all of these turrets here. Turn them all in. All right. And finally, the kill zone turrets. Let's go here. All right. So now we've got all of our turrets, but they need power. So let's give them power. Oh, let's also grab our generator. All right. We want to make sure that there's power redundancy. So in case any one of these turrets gets knocked out, none of the turrets will get knocked out. So the turrets will provide power to each other. So theoretically, if I just did this, see all these turrets are powered, but if I destroy that one, suddenly none of these turrets are powered. We don't want that. So instead, we're going to come this way. Going to connect all these. We're going to come down here. We're going to connect these. We're going to come across, connect these, and come up to connect all of these. Now, you don't need that one, sorry. That one's redundant. So that one comes here. So there we go. With this setup here, all of the turrets are now powered, and they will stay powered. The only ones that are technically at risk of losing power are these two here at the bottom, but I have never seen them get destroyed. They're relatively safe. So we're not going to worry about that anymore. Now we're going to put walls up. Let's grab some doors here. So I like to outline my walls with these lights because it helps me. It also helps me if I put these in the right spot. They're actually going to go here. They go right on top of the wires. So everything you see here that has a light on it is also going to get a wall on it, except for these four. These four are not part of the build. And finally, down here at the bottom, these two tiles here, these are the kill zone tiles. So we're going to put our two purple slimes there because we need those. We're going to put our two galaxite traps here because that's where those go. Now let's grab our walls. And let's make sure everything's protected. You can see the farm is already working. I'm going to leave one spot open here so that I can actually access all of these traps when I need to. And then I'm leaving a spot open right here so that I can access the loot. Same with the spot right here. All right, so now our kill zone is protected. The turrets are protected. Everything is all protected. Let's put our doors in place. Let's make our door floors look a little nicer. Stone flooring on the bottom to hide those lights. And now let's put our final conveyors down. And these conveyor belts, oops, that's not what I want to do. There we go, conveyor belts. And these conveyor belts will take us all the way down to the kill zone. At this point, the farm is officially done. We've got our kill zone here, and as you can see, the mobs are already getting blasted. Loot is being pulled down to the bottom. And all of the mobs up top are spawning and killing each other so that we only have to deal with whatever stragglers are left over, which is usually the butterflies, the purple slime, the lava slime, and sometimes the blue slime as well. So the last thing I want to do is just decorate it. You know, you want to make this your own. You want to make it pretty. So let's do a little bit of decorating. I like to be able to see. So let's put a couple torches down to make it look nice. Put a torch there. Put a torch there and a torch there. Now, due to the size of the kill zone, you are essentially outside of the blocking radius for interfering with the mob spawning. So as long as you stay down here in your kill zone area, you're not going to affect your mob spawns. But if you stay in the kill zone the entire time, especially the closer you are to the kill zone, the more likely you are to aggro mobs like the butterfly, who will end up doing things like destroying some of your turrets, like she just did to this turret right here. You can see we got an Ancient Guardian here. That's cool. We don't get these very often in the spawn, but it's nice when you do get them. And you can see that Ancient Guardians go down just as easily as all of the other mobs do. They just take a little bit longer. They have a lot of hit points, but there they go. All right, let's see. I'll put a couple of statues there. Put a couple of statues here. Put our AFK chair. Like I said, I'm putting mine here just because it's showy and it's pretty, but I don't recommend that you put it here. This is not the best spot. You will end up aggroing mobs. If you're gonna go AFK, you should probably stand over here, because down in this corner, you're outside of the range. You're not gonna aggro anybody. You're not gonna get in anybody's way. This is really the safer spot over here, or maybe even over here. This is fine. This spot's just fine. It won't really aggro anybody over here. There we go. We got a little bit of decorating done. That doesn't look very good. Yeah, that's better. So now we've got our decorations up. We can sit and go AFK, and we can just let this farm work. So if you think I missed anything, or if you have any comments, questions, or just want to know anything on top of what I've shown you here, please be sure to leave a comment in the description below. And I really do hope that you liked this build video. If you did, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and please subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, stay crazy.